Not such a good day for technology. Oh, great. So Christina's on her phone. That's exciting. Welcome, welcome. So yes, Mixer had trouble this morning. I don't know why. I couldn't log in with my OBS. So OBS usually logs in and gets the stream key from there. Didn't work. And so it was trying to stream everywhere except for Mixer, but it's giving me error messages. So I was thinking, okay, maybe I can stream to Mixer directly and not anywhere else. But then I've noticed that I can't actually log into Mixer anymore at all. So that's bizarre. And yeah, what can we do? Not a problem. That's where probably multi-streaming really comes in handy, because we have a lot of other places that we can broadcast to. So there we go. And at least somewhere things are being saved. Yes, let me just go grab my exciting highlighter tool, and then we get going exactly where we left off yesterday. I was surprised many people were watching. It's about 60, 70 watches. I think at the end of the day, YouTube have told me that the total amount of people that were watching were about 180, but they've revised that. In the morning it was only about 60, so there we go. But hey, very nice. Glad that people are tuning in and enjoying the format, the new format. So the discussion we had this morning about the viewport acceleration in Blender, I had already switched that on. So it's I had assumed this is only for the final render, not for the viewport, but it appears to be for the viewport. And so I've already set it to GPU. It's a shame that it's not a way to make that any faster. But hey, maybe with the second graphics card, that might well work. Yeah, so I've already set that up here. CUDA. And there's also, I do have another build of Blender, I believe, which is an RTX build. So that, in addition to those settings, also had something along the lines of me being able to use the optics thing, and that makes it a little bit faster on my computer. But that's a beta version, so I didn't use that. I'm just on the regular 2.8 release version there. So let's have a look where we are. We've done a lot yesterday compared to where I was without this. So that was nice. I really like that. We got a lot of stuff done. I thought we can finish off some of these interiors today. One of the things, just looking at the animation, I don't need to set up materials for something that isn't in Vision, but something like this picture where we're coming in here, I think I'm going to make that bright as well. And then there's these two pictures on the wall here. I don't think I'm hitting the second one, so I may not set that up, but I may set this one up so that they appear to be light boxes as well. And then as we go in here, this room is really dark, this tiny little room. So I'm thinking I want to make this like in a real cinema, that I either have light strips on the walls, just simple things, either strips or something on the floor here. We'll see which one works better. And then just have two of those in here. If that isn't enough, I can also put another couple at the top here, that there's a little bit of a dim light coming in. And then in here, those are speakers. I thought at first those are lights, but those are actually speakers. So I might just leave that as it is and see how the light's doing from the ceiling, and I might just leave the rest there as it is. There may be a little bit of additional filler necessary, but we'll see what we do with that. So that's the plan for today, for the next hour and a half, something like that. So let's get cracking here. Let's jump right in with these images on the walls here. I never really know which layout to use here. Shading, that's nice, but it's not, I don't know, it's also not great. So I'm never sure what to do, if I should build my own. I can't tell. So with this selected here, let's go in and just select that. Just like we did that yesterday. I'm going to double this up. Color goes into the emission shader, or the emission channel, shall I say. And we'll do the same. It looks like we're not, are we hitting the picture on the right? We're not hitting that, so I'm going to go and leave that as it is. Same with that. I think we're not hitting that. So we're just going to use this one here. And I think I might do the same thing with this little sign here too. This is the, not sure if I can is this part of this object here now? Yes, it is. That, perfect. The screen sign, so it's like a little exit sign, I guess. I'd like for that to be lit up as well. There. See what it looks like rendered. Oh, and then also, I think what we also haven't done is set up anything like the emergency lights at the back of this. I'm just thinking about that. I think they were also not quite set up. Yeah, they're pink now, so we need to change that. And the whole room is still a little bit dark from what I can tell. I'm just making this a little bit smaller here. Maybe that'll help the render time. Yeah, so we need something more of a fill light there. So I might go give that a tweak. And the outside we'll deal with in another session. I can't quite see. Oh yeah, this picture is definitely lit up now. The office girl thing here, that looks like the other thing, so that's cool. I can also see the sign. That's done it. I can't quite make it out with this picture on the right here though. It's not as bright as I would expect it to be. But I mean, it is definitely working, isn't it? Just go and double check. Yeah, it is definitely in there. Just making sure I've got the right channel selected there. Well, maybe I'm going to go and put something of a light plane at the top of the level, just to give it a bit of more diffuse light there from the top. Let me do that. No. If I can select this object here, I'm thinking I'd like something perpendicular to this plane, perhaps even in the center of that. If that's correct, Christina, was it Shift S to put the cursor to the selection? Yes, it was. Very good. Cursor to selection to cursor to selected. There we go. And where's the cursor? Cursor's there. Perfect. I like it. So I'm going to create a mesh plane. That'll be fine. RX 180 so that it goes and shines down, I'm thinking. No, that was not a good idea. I think RX 180, I'll do that again. So it looks like, I can never tell what the normal is in Blender. I'm sure there is a way of, there used to be a little thing, like a little, it's the color, but it's also, there's a little helper thing, like a spike that you can enable. And I remember what it was in 2.79, but I don't remember what it was in 2.8. There was a little spike that showed you what the normal was. I don't remember what that is. So we're just going to have to see what works best as normal. Yeah, it probably doesn't have to be that big, but something like that. That'll do. That'll do. So before we go on with anything, let's go and turn that guy into a new material. We'll call material foyer light, I guess. And just turn that into an emission shader. I'm thinking strength 100 might just be enough. See if it works. Just to see if this thing actually lights up. And if not, we'll just crank up the intensity a little bit. It looks like it works in both ways. That's even better. That might be enough to just give it a bit of diffuse light here. Now we want to make sure it doesn't hit the animation, so we'll go and go GX. No, that's probably GZ then, yes. Just move that up. I don't want it to go into the ceiling like now. That's not what I had intended, but I want it to go somewhere below the ceiling. Yeah, so now it's literally just below the ceiling. That should work. Oh, this is a very nice mug, by the way, here. A Plesk mug. Let's see. The Plesk mug. I was given that by the Plesk people, which was really nice. I did some work for them in the past, and this one I particularly I won this as a kind of a thank you, because they gave me, there was a render challenge in which they were saying, hey, send us your best pictures featuring Plesk, and one of them was this little man I made. And I haven't found a larger picture of him, but it's basically the Lego man. I followed Darren Lyle's tutorial there, and I gave the guy, he just had flat colors there, but I gave him a Plesk shirt, and they really liked that, so I won a big goodie bag there. So it's very, very nice idea. I thought I'd share that with you. I thought that's, you know. So we have some diffuse light now in the foyer. I hope we're not hitting that plane there with the animation. Yeah, we do a little bit here. When the camera hits this, we can't see that plane up here. I wonder if we can do something like in DAZ Studio, that we render the emitter invisible. That would be interesting. I wonder if that works. That'd be kind of interesting. There is a way, isn't there? I'm sure there is a way. I'm sure there is a way. Let me just frame this thing up here. It's really not helpful with the. Why does this not react here anymore? I'm trying to collapse this whole collection here and try to just remove the ceiling of the theater. It seems to be all selected here. I don't know why this is all good. Oh, because I'm searching for something. Yes, that is why. Najik, how you doing? I'm back indeed. I'm fiddling with Blender today. Thanks for joining me. It's kind of a new format I'm trying out. It's a job I wanted to do anyway, and you know, I thought I'd stream this out live. In the object tab, let's see. First of all, where's my object here? Plane. That's in. I'm going to move that into the lights category first of all, and also I'm going to call that something so I remember what that is. So foyer light. So I can make it invisible in the scene, but I think there's also, there's other things up here. I think disable in viewport, selectable viewport, disable in render, so there's that, but then that disables things. And what's this one here? Hold out and indirect only. Oh, could that be it? That could be it. Indirect only. Is that something we want to see? Oh no, it doesn't come up as an option. I can't see what happens if I disable it in the render and just have a look at what happens if I do render it now, or if I look at the render preview. Backing stuff up, Nejek, is definitely important. So no, that wasn't, that was, but that's not a render either. That's just a preview. So that could be, that. Let me just render this one frame where I'm actually hitting the ceiling here. This, if I just go and render that out. Yeah, just that. Doesn't really have to be in that big a resolution, does it? Let's go see if we can make that a bit smaller. Yes, like 50% of that is probably enough. Also, it doesn't have that many, doesn't have to have that many samples. But it's fast enough, I think. We'll see how it looks. I can imagine, Christina, me too. Blenderless, being blenderless is just not good. What happened with your computer then? Did it just not want to do it anymore? I keep getting these random blue screens. I start my computer, screen just goes blue. And so within the startup process, that's something that's just not working well. I can't tell, the denoiser is on, I can't tell if I'm actually hitting that plane or not. I might just bring it forward a little bit and just be done with that problem by just moving it out of vision here. So GZ, is it? No. GX, is it? No. GY, is it? Excellent. So we just go move that here. That should, for the lighting part, that should still be okay. And then we can go put some strip lights onto the little entry thing that we're going to drive through in a moment. It'll be good enough. It'll be good enough. We see what's going on. And this is definitely out of frame now, so that's, you know, that's what we want. Oh, but is it actually, since I've disabled it in the render, does it still do what I wanted it to do? I'm going to switch it back on in the render and leave it like that for now. Okay, let's look inside the little room here. Oh no, actually one other thing I want to do, and that's these lights here. That's just a material issue that I want to fix, and that is that these are now purple, and that's not really what I want. So emergency lights, something's. Are these purple now? Is that what makes them purple? I can't tell. Rod, how are you doing? Hello, hello. Mixer wasn't working today. I don't know what was happening there. So we're on YouTube and Twitch today. So yeah, thanks for dropping by unexpectedly. I thought I'd just crack on with these things. Right, yeah, so this has got to be that value. I don't want them to be green. We can, any other suggestions for colors? Shall we maybe, I don't know, maybe make them slightly green, like emergency lights are sometimes green. Perhaps not quite as green as that. Yeah, just give them a bit of color, but not purple. That was my main concern. That was important. Oh wow, that long! My goodness, that is, because Windows is seriously crazy sometimes. Okay, we're gonna look at this dark room here now. That's what we wanna illuminate. So a little bit of brightness through strip lights, through the magic of strip lights. I think I'm gonna make it so, like, sometimes you have them in the movie theaters, that there's this little strip of light that just dims a little bit yellow, and I'm hoping that's gonna illuminate the room. And I'm gonna try and put them either on the floor or on the walls. And if that's not enough, I'm gonna put a couple more maybe at the top here. What do you think, on the floor or on the walls? What do you think? And you found me. Rod, the next thing that you need is a Twitch account that you can use your Amazon credentials to log in. And in fact, if you have Amazon Prime, you can link the Twitch, your Amazon Prime and Twitch together. It's all by the same company, and you get, I don't know, advantages and stuff. Don't know. Yeah, I hope it stays as well, Christina. I'll do this in the layout tab here. A little bit more room. Strip lights on the floor. Let's try that. Let's try that. And also I'm gonna, oops. Oh, that's a delivery for me. I like it. Let's open the door for the man. I like it. So if it's UPS, usually they don't come up. They don't even ring the doorbell. But hopefully this was the Amazon courier. So let's see. Hey, Christina, is there a way that when I select something in the viewport, is there an easy way to then jump to that in the outliner? Because I'm having some issues. If there's a lot of objects here, is there a way that when I've selected one object, is there a way to jump to that in the highlighter? So right now I could scroll through this and eventually I'll find it, but it'd be really nice if I'd select this object that I could just go and see what's in there. No. So it is just a matter of scrolling through it and see what happened. Dreamlab, Mr. Batsu. Sadly not. No, it's Mixer is out of commission. It has mixed itself out. No one can log in, or I can't log in, and OBS couldn't log in, and one of those things. Oh, I see. Thank you, Sparhawk. Thank you for letting me know. That's very nice, and welcome. Nice of you to join. Those of you who don't know, I'm creating a title sequence for my gaming streams. I'd like to create several title sequences for the various types of things I do, all a little bit different. And I thought it's a good project for us to just, hang out and do this together. I'm just going to disable this wall here, like so I can get a better view on the inside of that little room here. So I'm going to put this is a really dark little room. The camera goes through here and it's just pitch black. So I'm going to go and put some strip lights on the floor. At least that's the plan. I'll see what that looks like. So we have a 3D cursor over there. I wonder if there's an easy way to bring the cursor here. I suppose I could just kind of click it here. No, that doesn't work anymore. Cursor, go here. That works. Does that work? Does that work? It does. Ah, okay. At least somewhere close to where I needed it to be. Let's try this out. That's what Blender's all about, isn't it? An endless trial and error kind of project. Let's see, mesh light, little plane goes here. Yeah, there we go. It's exactly in the right spot. That's perfect. Okay, so there is thought of perhaps bringing that in. Is there, Christina? That would be actually that'd be quite nice. I'll go and much like this bug that when I when I do actually scale that object, it appears that the little 3D gizmo is now disappearing. So the moment I wanna know which direction I'd like to scale this in, I can't see the axis anymore. So that's a shame. That'd be really nice if that were to stay. So I guess I'm gonna go scale that in the x-axis, something like that, and then we're gonna go scale that in the y-axis. Oops, not quite that dramatic. And that's still perhaps a little bit too wide, so bring that down a little bit. Could he go in? Oh, perfect. Julie's just gone down and said hello to the courier. I like that. So, there. So that, and we're going to lift that ever so slightly up off the floor so that there's no Z fighting there. And then we're going to go put that guy into here, maybe. Might be. And also make that slightly, oops, slightly less long. That's quite nice. Sometimes it reacts so fast, but then if you go and press shift, you can make really fine adjustments there. I like that. It's very nice system. Oh wow. Yes, Rod, exactly. Replace it with a 2 TB drive. That's a good idea. They do 4 TB SSDs these days. Unbelievable. Really, really large stuff that you can get. Applying the scale, I think it's Control A. Yes, perfect. Apply all transformations. Also, where is the thing? This is the plane now. I'm going to move that down also into the, first of all, I'm going to rename that into strip lights. What is that? The antechamber, perhaps. Shall we call that antechamber? Antechamber, not antechamber, antechamber. And then move that into the lights collection, because we're going to need another one of those in a moment. Great, so on this guy, I'm going to go and create another material as well. Call it the same thing. Antechamber lights. And I'm going to give it an emission shader. And that can be maybe something a little bit orangey. See what it looks like. Even without the wall, we may not actually get to see a good effect now because we have the HDRI from the outside that's going to now kind of, cramp our style. See how it goes. Oh, there. Yes. Kind of what we want already, isn't it? Is it bright enough? No, it's not. Let's make it brighter, like zzz. Yeah, something like that. Maybe that's a bit too bright. And I could go overboard. I could put a texture on it, like one of those little lamp textures. I might just not do that. Maybe 20 is a bit much. Maybe we'll go for 10. Yes, also rather surprising considering other 3D applications that really eat up space. That's unbelievable. Some applications are like Blender. It's just so nice. You think, well, is there really that much to it? I mean, there's the code and there's the icons and all. But I wonder myself sometimes, well, what is the 5 GB of stuff that people deliver with their programs? I'm thinking, if it's not binary assets that you need, where is it? What is it? What do you need it for? So, good point. Brian, hello. Nice of you to join. I can do that period on the numpad. That indeed does that. Sometimes isn't quite as zoomed in enough as I wanted it to be. See, I don't actually know if this is now shining the right way up. No, it is, isn't it? Because you can see on the walls that it does this thing here. So maybe I'm going to go and leave this thing just duplicated over to the other side. and then maybe we'll see what it looks like with the wall back in place. I could create a linked one, couldn't I? Was that Alt D? Was that how it worked? Alt D? Yes. Haha. Excellent. And then we go GX. Yes. Put that somewhere here. Cool. See what that looks like. Movie wall goes back. And so point is that on the numpad, that's kind of, zooming into the thing. 0 on the numpad, that is to display the current camera. So let's see what that room looks like. I've forgotten if I think we've disabled the roof as well. Yeah, movie roof, we'll go bring the roof back. Oh yes, Rod, go get a coffee, very important. I'm gonna move that just a little tad over here into the middle there. It certainly does illuminate that chamber a little bit. Perhaps that's really all we need, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, if you've picked up iClone so quickly, Brian, absolutely, Christina is so right. So once we're in that room, this is what it would look like. Is that what we like? There's not quite enough light in here, I don't think. I think I'd like a little bit more light in there. Also, the light strips look a little bit, I don't know, they look a little bit harsh, don't they? So ideally, I think I'd like to maybe tone them down to 5, but then I'll lose more light. Of course, I could use more light strips. That's a possibility. What do you think? Shall we just go for a lower light value and then duplicate them some more, including maybe putting a couple on the walls? I'm not entirely sure if I like that effect. Or should we not care? That's also a possibility. Because we do see this for literally 20 frames, and maybe I'll leave it for now. We've got the foyer kind of sorted more or less. Then we go see these little strip lights here. I think it's okay if it's dark and creepy in there. And then we move forward into the actual projection room, where the screen is already nice and bright. So the screen is already doing its thing. I think then really all I need in here is just, do I really need anything in here? Or is that, I'll be okay with that? Yeah, I think I need something, because the seats, they look a little bit, they just look a little dark. So you'd imagine I could do something with the ceiling lights here. Maybe I'll have a look at that. Maybe I can just modify that shader, and then we'll have a look at that. You've been watching the Blender Guru, haven't you, Brian? I'm so proud of him. He's finally, he's just crossed 1 million subscribers. That is unbelievable. That is just so cool. I'm so happy for him. Light, there we go. Okay, so these lights, so let's select everything that is a light. I mean, yeah, those are all the little bits and bobs at the top. They're perfect. So maybe that is actually enough, and all we need to do is then just crank up that that emission shader here a little bit more. Maybe turn that into 200 and see what it looks like. And I'm so glad that he's redoing his donut series. Like, I remember watching that on the years ago when it was still for 2 point. It wasn't even 7.9 then. It was much less than that. But yeah, it was that was super successful. I'm glad he's redoing that. Yeah, I think that just 200 was probably a little bit too much already. If we can see this on the grainy preview here. This is another tip I've learned from him on the render tab here. You've got your samples for the render and you've got your samples for the viewport over here. If you set the samples for the viewport to 0, so currently it'll be when I move this thing around, then Blender will go up to 32 samples, but then it'll stop rendering. So right now it'll just make the picture better until it reaches 32, and then it's done here. It doesn't improve my my graininess in the viewport anymore. But if I set this to 0, that's kind of nice. If you do that, then it keeps going up and up and up until it never stops. So you can see the picture getting better and better. So if you want to know what do I need for my final render, you can just let it do this thing and pick a value at which you're happy with it. That's kind of nice. I like that. So I might just switch that to 0 and just let it render and see what it's see if we're happy with the light effect. That's actually a very fast tweak there. I didn't know it was going to be that fast. I just wanted a little bit of extra light here. Maybe 200 was already too much, but hey. I'll see that. No, the boxes on the walls, Christina, they're actually speakers. So they don't, I don't think they're meant to light up, but I can have a look if there's any exciting material, because I don't mind turning them into kind of, just a little bit of green speakers there. I think 200 is a bit much. Let's turn that down to 100, because I do want to retain that character of a dark movie theater, and the main light source is literally the screen. I just thought it was a little bit too dark, and I just wanted a little bit of extra, Could put light strips on the floor. Yeah, let's leave it like this for now. I like that. I like that. And let's have a look at the little boxes on the walls here. Oh. Those things, lobby wall speakers. Those are speakers here. And the speakers, do they have... That's that. Then we have the brick tan. Dude. That's gonna be the outside. Red brick walls, lobby wall, speaker grill, that's the one. So we could use that on either wall. So I guess the walls are duplicated then. Yeah, so those I could potentially have a look at. At turning that into a mission. I was thinking about that, Dreamlab, and I think maybe in the future I might. That might be a nice idea, to go and have even people walking, just rudimentary animations, because we see them so quickly. It may actually be worth doing that. So yes, I'm thinking about it. It would at least add a little bit of something different here to the walls. I might just do that. I might just use that and use something like green. Is green good? If it's not too green. Maybe it's more something like a purple. I don't know. I can't decide. Or just leave it white. I think I'll just leave them white. Yeah, I might just leave them white. So then this, I'll do the same thing over here. That wall. And that's the speaker grill again. Emission white. Boom. Haha, nice. So I'm still not happy with those light strips on the floor here. I think I might just duplicate them and turn them, just put more of them in there. Turn the strength down, and then go, is it Alt D? Yes, it is. Great. And then we go GX. We put one right in the middle here. Put that here. So not exactly accurate, but hey. See what it looks like. I also have a feeling I think I should shrink this viewport down if I have one that renders, because Blender tends to render everything, even the stuff I don't really want to see. Maybe there's a way I can just go and make this like a, just a smaller viewport so that it wouldn't would be basically done much faster. Well, that certainly looks interesting now if I go in with the camera here. Ah, really, Christina? That's exciting. Let me try that out. Control B. So just this essentially. Is that what I'm looking for? I'm not sure if that's what I'm looking for. It still renders everything, even the stuff outside the render frame. Does that mean that's what's going to be rendered later? No problem, Devin. Thank you for dropping by. I appreciate that. And also, how do I get rid of it if I don't want it anymore? Oh. So if all I wanted to do now is, I didn't know we were going to be done quite so quickly. That's actually quite nice. I'd like to see at least a quick render of this in its entirety. So maybe I can prepare that. But before I do all that, I'd like to have one quick crack at the outside here. So this isn't a very good, this isn't a great HDRI that I'm using. I don't think I'll worry too much about anything on the outside of the theater. I mean, we could probably go to town with some of these things as well. I might do that, but let's get the character right for now. If I go and switch this to the render now, you can see that I'm using a really low res HDR image that doesn't really have a background as such. I mean, it works, but it's not. It's fairly blurry, and it's daylight, so I'm looking for something that's kind of night. I'm not too worried about what the background is going to look like, but something like a nighttime HDRI, because it's in the evening, people go to the movies type thing, afternoon, evening, that sort of thing. And then I could also maybe play with some of the lights in the parking lot here. That might be cool. We could even get some cars in that go and either stand there or park up. That's also a nice idea. Oh, Christina, what a shame. Windows is not your friend today. HDRI in Blender, that's another interesting question. Let me go frame up something like this so we can get a good look at it. I think, was that in here? Yes, there we go, urban courtyard. I could have a look what's happening on the Blender cloud. I might do that. Let me go and save a copy of that first. And then I'll go have a look if the Blender cloud have any nice HDRIs on offer. I remember, I don't ever remember the shortcut key to bring in images from the Blender cloud, but Cybran was very kind. He told me that it's basically all the modifier keys, so Control, Shift, and Alt, and then you press A on top of that, because that is now that A for all essentially. And yeah, that's kind of nice, and that's how you get access to the Blender cloud. Myanmar, outdoor, Dutch landscape, slow crow landscape, small world, indoor, blended skies. Let's start with outdoor. Courtyard night. That's nice. I wonder if that's actually the one I've been using. No, it wasn't. But that is certainly night. Rooftop night. We need something like a city thing. That's good. It's a good idea, Dreamlab. That's a good idea. Yes, it should say the WP Guru. That's a good idea. Yes, not Office Girl or whatever it says there. It's a very good point. What's Blended Skies like? Blended Skies. Boiler Room. Nighttime parking lot. Now that could work. Because that's really where we are. Nighttime parking lot. I might do that. It's a double click to bring the image in, I think, and then it's in your project, and I can now go and hopefully nighttime parking lot. Just change it. We'll see what happens. It is very low res, so it's yeah. It's not what I'm looking for, I'm afraid. It's not what I'm looking for. Shift, Control, Alt, and A. Let's see if we can find something else. Slow Crow Landscape Pack. Who knows? It's all kind of daylight, isn't it? Myanmar. Is it a cinema in Myanmar though? Maybe we don't need to know. Out the Dutch landscape pack. Let's do that. No, Christina, that's something that is weird about Twitch, and I don't really know why that is. Like YouTube and Mixer, they work in that you can close the browser window down, you can come back and the chat's back. But Twitch, for some bizarre reason, always loses all chat messages the moment you are not on there. It's weird because Julia plays Fortnite sometimes, and she doesn't look at the chat, but every so often there is a chat message, and by the time you open a browser window, you don't see the chat message. It's absolutely crazy. I don't know what they're playing at, but yeah, that's a Twitch thing, I'm afraid. So, do you know, Sparhawk? That's funny. The Dreamlab just suggested the same thing. Yes, that's a very good point. I might dig into that texture and put my logo there on the outside. So yeah, let's do that. I think that's a good idea. Maybe we just use the Blender Institute. That sounds good. Let's just do a Blender Institute. See what that looks like. Is this it? Is this it? This it? Yeah, that's it. Blender Institute. There, Blender Institute. What's that like? I mean, it doesn't really fit in there either. Yeah, that is, looks that's terrible as before, didn't it? So I might as well just use the one that I have used before, which I can't quite remember what it was. Yeah, so if any of you know of a good outdoor sky or like an outdoor cityscape at night HDR, let me know. I shall procure it. Urban Courtyard, I think that's the one that I was using. It's might as well use that. I mean, that's blurry enough that we don't really know what's going on there. But yes, the textures. Let's see if we can do something about the textures. That's a very good call. Now showing Office Girl. I13 empty marquee. Let's see if we go into that here. Okay. Julia's just moved her physiotherapy appointment, which is very nice. So that means I don't have to leave at 3 o'clock. That's nice. Very good. Thank you. I would have expected to see this now, but hey. Yes, please do. That'd be really nice. And there's, of course, HDRI Haven. That's true. Yes, send it to me, Dreamlab. That'd be really nice. See if it's suitable. I don't know much about the whole HDRI in Blender thing, so I might also be doing something wrong. That's very possible. Should I not now see the texture here? Is that not how that works? You'd imagine, but no, it's I see my logo. That's nice, but I don't necessarily see this. I'm gonna have to do this the hard way then, I guess. Left 32 sign. Left 32 sign has that texture. I13 marquee 03. Can we edit source? Is that CUI Pine the text editor? That'd be nice if I could link that to Photoshop. That'd be really cool. What's the perfect movie title, Rod? Tell us. I killed Elvis. You killed him again. Edit source, and then I don't see anything at the top. Oh, here. Do you mean? Remove disconnect? No. Is it here? No, that's the same thing. Yeah, send it to whichever one you have, Dreamlab. Just send it to that. I'm sure I'll get it. The Yahoo address will do fine, or the one at verslewis.com is also fine. I don't even know where these textures are stored. In the node editor. Okay, I'll do that. Ooh, why does it look like that? Oh, it's the sculpting one. Oh, sorry. I'm on the wrong thing here. Rod. So that's it, perfect. And then I just want to know where that image is. Is that not something I can just go open in file, open image? There we go. Ah, yes, that's helpful. That's crazy. So users public, I'm just going to remember the path. That's how I do things. Users public documents, my DAZ 3D library, runtime textures, I13 texture. My goodness, that's crazy stuff. Or just copy that and then go and quintuple click it, just copy that and search for it in Windows. Crazy. You'd think that there'd be like a one-click implementation to open your favorite image editor. Haven't got one mapped? Map it now. But no, that's be too easy. Be too easy. Right, search for that. No items found. Well, the thing is, computer, it is physically on here. I've just seen it, haven't I? So it's just, this is where basically 90% of our lives just goes, doesn't it? That's just where it happens. Good thing is I have remembered the path. I'm just going to navigate there myself because that's just, I thought I did. Use public, isn't it? Yes, public documents, my DAZ 3D library, and then it was in runtime, and it was in textures, it was in I13, and then it was in theater, and then it was something called I13 empty marquee. I13, okay, maybe give another go at searching for that. Hey, very good. That was quick, wasn't it? What happens if I go edit? Do you open Photoshop now? No, you open Schlons Paint, that the one that no one wants. That's always good. Open with Photoshop. There we go. Oh, okay. Let me go and DM you one. Thank you for trying, Dreamlab. There we go. So now showing Office Girl. Oh, this is actually really cool because in Photoshop 2020, there's a new thing I might be able to use for that. Oh, that's on the wrong on the wrong keyboard here. There we go. There, and that is something called the object selector. So ideally, I'd like to keep the background as it is now, and I just want to change the wording on here. So now showing, I might leave that, and I'm just going to go and take Office Girl out. So I think, was it with this thing here? Was that it? The object selection tool, exactly. So previously we had the quick selection, the one selection. Now we have the object selection, and that is sometimes really cool. If I were to click that, no, is that not how it works? Oh, I see. That's also no, don't do that. Stop. It's cool. I thought it was a marquee selection thing, but I think I may have changed it to lasso at the top. Look at this, it does kind of an okay job. It cuts these things out. So let me see if I can just go and do that as a rectangle. Take the whole Office Girl. See how clever Photoshop is about this. Look at that, very cool. That's very good. So I can now, let me just go and duplicate that layer before I do anything drastic. Oops. One duplicate too much. I'll just call this one original, and then I'll switch it off, and then on here I'll see if I can, what happens if I go remove everything that was Office Girl once. That's not gonna, doesn't look great either, but hear me out. I'm thinking of just cutting a big fuzzy hole out here. Something like that, maybe. And then just feather the edge a little bit. Maybe 20 pixels, is that cool? And then take that out. That could work. And then I could replace this with something else. Such as, be so nice if I had that clean, or if I just replace the whole background here. That's also possible. Content aware fill, that's the one, yes. They do. At a price. I think I've mentioned this before. I don't know why it is, but I give the same amount of money to Blender that I give to Adobe for Photoshop. And I use Photoshop much more than I use Blender. And I know much more about Photoshop than I do about Blender. But it's really weird the way that to Blender the contribution is completely voluntary, and I think it's great to support them. And for Adobe, the same amount of money, I'm a little resentful having to give it to them. You know, I think it's because with Blender it's my choice if I support them or not. I get the software anyway. But with Photoshop, if I don't give them $10, they don't give me access, and you know, it's weird. Shift F5, you say? Okay, let's see. Shift F5. Is there something going with my F keys here? Oh, that's fill. I may have to hold down some other schlons to make that work. And then under contents. Let me see if my F keys are actually working here. Am I on the right computer here? That's always good to... Yeah, so I think they are. So Shift F5 is that. And then it goes foreground color, background, pattern history. Under content aware pattern. Should we try that? History black, I don't know. And oh, you need a selection. Okay, cool. So reselect then. Selection, reselect. Aha, okay, perfect. Thank you, Christina. I'm learning so many new things from you. That's really cool. Content. So what does that do then? Foreground, background, content aware. Oh, okay. Oh my God, really? Oh my, I've never tried this before. This is exciting. Really? How clever is it going to be? That's not bad. That is not bad at all. Oh, wow. It does that? Oh, that is very cool. The whole thing, yeah, okay. Oh, wow. Do you think I should take now showing out as well, Christina? What do you think? So like in a selection way, just a smaller chunk. Like maybe just, you know, select this. Oh my God, content aware. That is so cool. Maybe I'll try just this. No, actually, maybe I'll just go and try. Whoops. Just try this plus sign. Maybe these things. Maybe see if that works. Might do. I mean, I might just go and just so that it has just more to look at. Maybe that is something. Maybe we can do that. Whoops. What? Oh, no. That's no, don't do it. Oh my God, no, that was Shift F5, not Shift 5. There we go. I can imagine that with the correct content, it might actually get there. I can go back. I mean, I've got my original layer, not a problem. I can go back to the original and see if we can just get rid of it that way. Maybe we'll just leave that as a sign. That looks quite nice, doesn't it? Now showing. Ah, very cool. Well, let me bring this back and go make another copy here, and I'll go and just select Office Girl then. Oh, that's a wonderful tool. I want to play more with this. Oh well, it does help if you choose a layer that's actually active. Shift F5, come on. Yeah. Content aware. Yeah, I could puzzle it together. It's probably easier to just draw another thing, you know? It's not really that, I mean, if we look at how that image is constructed, it's literally just a few lines, and then there's a radial gradient over the top that makes these things just a little bit darker on the outsides. I wasn't even going to actually change this, to be honest, but you know, while we're at it, I don't really know what I should be putting on here. I might as well just use big large letters and just say J plays, and then we'll see what happens. Just see what it looks like. So go and say J plays. That may be a little bit too small. Let's go and turn it into like 300. That's so cool. I said 300, didn't I? There we go. Yeah, there we go. Maybe make it 500. That's cool. And then we can always put something underneath, and you know, also make that red, like so. Put a nice glow on the outside. Outer glow, maybe. Outer glow, make that massive. Make the spread just spread all over it. And do they have a border? I think so. They have an outer stroke. Somehow yellowish. Is there a drop shadow? There's a tiny bit of a drop shadow in the top. Not much. Perfect. It's not that perfect, but you know, it's perfect enough. Perhaps we'll go and pick a different font. Oh, that's good. Thank you, Photoshop. That's all the fonts I have. That's 0 fonts. That's good. What font do you think that is? Almost. It's good enough for me. I like it. And then we don't really have to worry about the background being a little bit wonky. No one's gonna notice that. I love it. I love it. Yeah. Okay. Great, Christina. I'll. The Sparhawk. We tried that before. The result of it looked like this. That's what content aware fill does. So it's something. It's it's getting there. It's not perfect, but it's certainly. I think I can live with it. We're going to see it literally for half a second when we move down. Remember, it's not it's not going to be perfect. But I will save this, Christina, and I will send it over if you do have some time, have a play with it. But don't kill yourself over it. If it's if it's difficult, don't worry about it. Yeah, maybe that's cool. Now showing J Place. I love it. That's a very, very good idea. And I like that we kept it in this kind of character there as well. Very nice. So let me save this with all the layers. So this is a new thing that Photoshop 2020 does. It says, do you want to save it to the cloud, which is like a magical place that you can't reach with your file browser, or you can save it on your computer and just file it into the Creative Cloud. With this thing, I've noticed that certain layer types can't be saved. So I think I had something that was in there like an embedded stuff, and it said, well, we can't save that in the cloud. And I was thinking, oh, why you offer it then? Terrible. So I'm just going to go and save that in the same space with the same name. Then I'm going to go and rename the thing in the Finder in the original. And then I'm going to go and save a JPEG version of this in my folder there. It's huge, my goodness. Yeah, save that, perfect. I'll send it now. Okay, let me see. I can do that with the power off. With the power off. Shouldn't that be still in here? Shouldn't it? Didn't I just save that in here? Oops. Save on your computer. Yeah, there it is. Now I have to go copy it, and then I'm going to put it onto my Mac. And from there I can send it to Discord. That's why I'm doing all this. Dual computer workflow, you know, it's not easy. It's not easy. Oh, and it is of course larger than 8 megabytes. That's a shame. Let me go zip that up. So the zip is also larger than 100 megabytes. That's a shame. Well, I'll find a way after the stream, Christina, I promise, I promise. I'll try that. I'll try that. "46 megabytes, really? Is it that big? It's crazy stuff." Yeah, it must be. Oh, zipped, it's only 16. So there we go. I'm sending it over now, Christina. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Actually, no, my email provider can also not send that. I'm afraid I'm going to do this later. So I'm just going to finish this, and I'll send you that email later, Christina. I'm sure I'll find a way. It's just, you know, obviously more difficult than it should be, as it always is. So in an ideal world then, this should now, if I refresh the textures here, there was a way to do that as well, wasn't there? Refreshing the textures in Blender. There's a way to do this automatic. There used to be a way to do that. Because I have a feeling if I go and click render now, that may not quite show up yet. Let's see. Yeah, in 2.79 there was an option that I had to tick. Oh, there we go. It works. Very nice. Yeah, there was an option that I had to tick. But it looks like 2.8 does it automatically. Look at that. Woo! Isn't that amazing? That's very cool. I really don't mind that there's some missing bits. I mean, it's an old theater, isn't it? That's very nice. Cool. Do we, just out of curiosity, is it also on the other side? No, it's not. Oh, that's terrible. The good thing is we don't get to see that. I don't think we see that in the animation. Let's just have a look on the front. I don't think we get to see the other side of this ever. So we do from the side there just a little bit, but I doubt anyone's going to notice. So I think I'm going to leave the other side untouched. Or just open the other image, yeah. I doubt we'll see it. I mean, it's not, you know, it's... Yeah, I doubt we'll see it. I think I'd rather spend some time on seeing if I can make the materials of this and that and maybe the, well, actually, yeah, while I'm doing that, I'm going to try and make that light up, and I'm going to try and see if the theater slogan and these little colorful lights here, if I can turn them into something like lights, something that just glows and emits a bit of a glow. That'd be kind of nice to see if we can make that happen. I don't think so. I said either Sparhawk. I think I'm going to leave it. I think I'm happy with this, but I don't think I'm going to worry about this. Get a bit of glow on these things, and then we can wrap this session up. That'd be kind of nice. Let's try that. Let's try it. So, theater. These things, theater, okay, perfect. So this has, yes, that's it, perfect. That is indeed a material, I like it. And then we have the green, blue, red lights also, that's perfect, perfect. So I'm thinking I'll just go and pick the same color here in the emission shader. Let's see if that makes a difference. I mean, it's not an emission shader as such, so perhaps I should try that shader emission, and then put emission into surface here, like that, and then color. I'm just going to go and set that to the original color. That should do the trick, I would imagine. We're having a bad email day. That's crazy. What's going on? Bad technology day, actually, all around. That's what it is, isn't it? First mixer fails, then Christina's computer just doesn't really want to go with the picture. Now we're all having email issues. This looks weird, doesn't it? What's happening? There is certainly some emission on there now. So one just looks plain weird. Anything higher than that also looks bizarre. What do you think? Is 5 enough? Is this cool, or is this? It's just, this is bizarre. I can't tell anymore. This is something not quite right about this. And if I take it down like 0.5, that also, this is just something that's just, I don't like that effect. Yeah, I don't like that effect. That's probably what it is. Yeah, I'm gonna go abandon that idea and put that other shader back. That looks a little bit better. So this is now just the emission cranked up to the same value here. Let's try that in white. Yeah, I liked it before. I think that was nice. I'll just go and use that emission trick again. Go pick that color, same color, there. Nice. So let me make these things light up here as well. That's that marquee. Boom. J place. Now let's have a look at the other thing here. Is that the right sign? Yes, that's the right sign. Right sign. So first we'll go and put that shader in there. And now we can also go and select that other image, which is, I guess, this one here. Yay, there we go. It was actually much easier than I thought. Same image on both channels. Cool. Let's see if we can make these baubles on the outside light up. There, those are probably all those. Perfect. And I'll do the same that I did before there. So just crank the emission up to that same green channel. Same for blue. And then another one for red. Okay, okay. I like it. Theatre. I think I'm going to go render this out, and that will then officially be the version 3. So we had version 1 and version 2, and this will be then version 3, which is going to be a cycles render, and then we can improve upon that on with several iterations, like a regular sculpture that is being honed down into all the details, and eventually we're going to end up with a masterpiece, I think. Let me go and save this. That's not confusing, is it? Cinema 9, and then this is technically going to be version 3. But hey, that's just how it goes, isn't it? That's just how it goes. There, and then for next time, I will have that to show for you. How's that? How's that for an idea? I'll leave the outside the HDRI as it is otherwise. And yes, and on today's Friday, tomorrow, I'd like to try something else. There is a new game in town that's called Superliminal, and I'd love to have a look at that. I just bought it. It's something that, it's a little bit like Manifold Garden. It plays with your perspective. So if you see something you think is this size, it really depends on how far the object is away from you. That's sort of, so something that appears to be small actually isn't, and stuff like that. So it's not a controller game, so that may be difficult, but I'm trying to play that tomorrow, which is my last day off. So join me for that, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you so much for joining me today, and here's version 2 one last time. Take care until tomorrow.